Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Cheryl Underwood, and you're tuned into the hottest news station on the planet, Hot 702.5. Hey y'all, it's your girl Cheryl Underwood, and you're tuned into the hottest news station on the planet, Hot 702.5.
Hi. Hey. What's up?
All your favorite artists.
Check it out. Say my name. DJ Khaled. This is Mila J. Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
Yay.
And we are here.
Yay.
Thursday.
Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. Absolutely. You as well. I'm going I need to look at the people today. I need to look in your eyes and put these back on in a minute. But how you doing today?
Pretty.
Thank you. Shall we take a moment to breathe, people, like we do?
Yes, let's
Hot
breathe
702.5
in,
FM. We are here
breathe
live
in and breathe out.
on Get It Together with Jnine and Jezzi while she's getting, perfected over there.
Can I go close?
We got a good show for you today. We're going back to a little bit of food. We're going to talk a lot of food actually today. So I'm really glad that we are here to bring you our educational circle.
Okay,
We're going back to some real food stuff because
foodies.
I can't take a break.
What you
I
mean?
can't take a break before the food industry doing some crazy shit. So I got to come back and bring the noise. I got to bring the information. Yeah, you can't step out the room with these people with food.
Yeah, you got to watch your back for real.
So come on in. Join us right now as we talk a little bit. But anyway, so take a breather.
Yes.
Listeners, everybody tuning in, just take a moment to breathe. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, exhale. Let that bullshit go.
Let it go.
Let it go. And welcome to Thursday.
Welcome, our beautiful people, for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Hot 702.5 FM. Let's get it together.
She jazzy today.
Let's get it together. Girl, let me tell you why. So I have stepped back into the workforce. So I'm back in corporate. And so I utilize my brain a lot during the day. And unless I do a THC break before I step in here, it stays full throttle. So I'm kind of awake. I'm probably more awake than I have been in a while.
Well, yeah, because that's like a splash in the water.
Yeah,
cold water at
cold
that.
Water.
Back at corporate. Yeah, no, get somebody else to do it. Get somebody else to do it.
Well, girl, if it wasn't for a bag.
Yeah, well, we owe no explanations for any of that. But let me jump right on in because I'm being funny when I say I step out the room for a minute. We changed topics for about 4 weeks, 6 weeks, and the food industry is doing the food. They are like, not that they have not, but then when these major headlines hit, and I start looking at the dirty dining because nobody's exposing anybody, and then I go to restaurants and have my own experience, and then I'm like, I can't avoid the food part because that's such a part of me and has been such a part of us.
Right.
That we're going to talk a little shit today about what's going on.
All right.
We're going to let the people know. So,
with it. And I'm sure y'all miss hearing about it a little bit too. I'm certain.
Well, I dug right on in. I found it very interesting. But I will say I'm going to start out on a sweet note before we go into too much of it. Some of the places I went this weekend, one of my girlfriends came to town. Shout out to Carol and her husband, Vince, Brose. And they're one of the few people that I leave my house for. Y'all know my stance on leaving the house when somebody said they're in Vegas. Yep. Do you?
Yep.
I'm not getting out of bed to smoke and drink and party. That never really was my thing. If you can send a limo to pick me up, then we might have a conversation. Woo. And
Carol's special though. I like her.
Shit. We had a limo picked up when she came out here.
Really?
Girl, we went to go see Tina Marie. And yes, one of my guy friends picked up a limo, picked me up from work, so I had to change at work. My boss hated on me. This is a whole story, and I can't digress, but I have to tell you because to everybody who supports, who knew and understood Kenny Red, I'm throwing a name in the hat right now because he was a great friend of mine from Oakland. Staple. And he put me onto a job, and I was like, nigga, I don't do the streets. He was like, no, it's a real job. And I'm like, we've been running into each other for a long time. I am not that girl. And he was like, I'm serious. He really did. So he put me on with this transportation company. Long story short, and so where was I going with that? Ooh.
You were talking about that you got picked up in a limo.
Right. So, yes. And so I had to work that day. And I kept trying to get it off. And his auntie was like, no, because I guess his cousin was running the facility. Okay. And she was like, no, I can't let you off. I think it's because she found out I was going to the concert. So she was like, nah, you finna work your shit. That limo pulled up, came and got me, went and got her, pulled up to see Tina Marie. Tina Marie did her shit.
Of course she did.
Then the limo took us to 7 Seas, honey. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
I miss that era.
The limo took me to 7 Seas, and we partied all night in 7 Seas. The limo waited.
Ooh, nice.
Right.
I like that.
Oh, God. So when I say limos pulling up, I play no games, like, for real.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Unlimited drunkenness on
yeah, it
board.
Was. It was. I know she stumbled in. Had to be 3, 4 a.m. Yeah. So anyway, she came out here and we went to Hash House A Go-Go.
Oh, nice.
Because we know that's solid. Yeah. Hash House A Go-Go. Any location here in Las Vegas, Hash House A Go-Go is pretty solid.
And you always get a lot of food.
Customer service pretty good. I really like the way.
Which one did you go to specifically?
So I went to the one in the Link.
Okay.
The Link Hotel and Casino.
Okay.
And they don't have flights. That's for brunch. That's just a thing for me, too, is they don't have those. But they do have margaritas and all kind of flavors. I ordered the sage chicken, which is not as sagey as it used to be.
Okay.
Yeah, so but it wasn't dry.
That's good.
It just didn't have that sage flavor to it. Miss Irene has joined us. Hey, Mom. And happy birthday officially. It is still March.
It's still March.
Happy belated birthday.
Love you, Mama.
Love you, too.
Be home soon.
Yeah, everybody dragging in. They know it's 6. I keep getting people talking about the show started at 7. No, 6.
Same time every Thursday as it has been since June of 2022.
6. I just had one of my friends like, when the show starts, 7, send me the link. If you say 7 one more time. So anyway, the food was good. Let me see. Where was I at? Hash House A Go-Go. It was featured on Man vs. Food and Martha Stewart. Okay. Yep. They're known for comfort food.
Yes.
And chicken man plates.
Man plates. Love it.
And so her man is like, my brother-in-law is like 6'5", and he was starving. Now here's a backstory to that. Let me shout out Southern Express Soul Food. They need some, I'm going to be talking to them about doing a little marketing. That's where we did our stand-up.
Okay.
On Friday.
That's what it's called?
Mm-hmm. So I sent them there. They wanted some recommendations for soul food.
Okay.
And when they pulled up, they said, Jnine, there's nobody here. I was like, what you mean there's nobody here?
It's not open?
No, the restaurant is there. But nobody's in there, and that's not attractive to people.
Yeah, they like to see other people that patronize that.
Yeah, so they sat in the parking lot, and I said, I'm glad you did. So, and she was like, and my husband is a bear when he don't eat. And I'm like, he literally is a bear, so let's feed him. So that's why we made the choice, because I knew it was hearty, satisfactory. And if you're going to pay $150 for a bill,
right,
you want to be full, you want to even have some to go.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, and then you want the service to go with it. I will say this. The server she kind of showed her ass at the end, though, because she thought we weren't going to tip.
How did she even
So it's closing
that?
time. They close at 2, and this one stays open till 3. So keep that in mind if you're going for brunch. So we,
I wonder how she even got to that conclusion.
I will say that we got ready to go and paid the bill. But we were going to put the tip on another card because we don't carry cash anymore, and you don't always want to have everybody pay the whole bill.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You want to
Right.
contribute if you're going out with people. So I asked, I'm like, I'll put the tip on my card. She never came back. And that doesn't bother me. That's no problem.
Right.
But she didn't come back when my girl asked her for a to-go bag. And when we looked around, she just kind of stormed off with the ticket and she was like, and so she picked it up. My girl picked it up. And she's like, is that an attitude? And I said, well, I don't know. She says, because we only put, there was nothing on the tip. And I said, I know, I'm going to tip when she comes back. Because we didn't think it all through. I wanted to be able to take care of my portion of the bill.
Okay.
Long story short, she never came back. And I had to go get a bag for her, and we never saw her. So maybe it was quitting time. We'll give it a benefit of the doubt. But the food was fantastic.
That's interesting.
The food was fantastic. So needless to say, I didn't go back to put a tip down.
Oh,
And they left one on their tab.
They did
Yeah.
leave one on
Yeah.
theirs? Okay. That's still...
Yeah.
I read...
Follow through is what we're saying. It's follow through.
I read something online about tipping very clearly, too. And people really feel there's a real split. Because tipping is a U.S. thing.
Let's be clear.
Keep that in mind. When
we
you
talked about
travel to
that.
other countries, they ain't tipping.
Yeah.
It's a U.S. thing.
And some are insulted when you do, so be clear about where you're going.
Exactly. So
Because it's an honor for them to serve you.
Yes.
And those are the people who care about food.
Right.
We're going to talk about this food thing today. I need y'all to really join in and listen because it's real shit going on. Anyway, I'm also going to recommend Rock Pizza. Rock Pizza is 201 North 3rd Street. So if you're downtown Vegas and you're on Fremont, it's a walk over there. Pizza is off the chain. And if you just want a great slice, put in the brick oven. I got 4 different slices because it was just, I was like, I want that one, and I want that one, and I want that veggie one. I did 4 different slices.
They have a Rock Pizza in Green Valley. So I go there kind of frequently because I'm in that area. So I know about them. And they stay busy.
Yeah, they stay busy. They do. And worthy of that. Screens if you want to watch games. So I enjoyed the pizza.
Hey,
and
Vicky.
again, those were the 3 places that I dined at this weekend.
Okay. Oh, you kept it pushing. You was
I
doing your
did.
thing.
I kept pushing. And we're going to keep it pushing because we're going to the foodie thing this weekend that we will talk. But right now we need to talk real quick. There was some food recalls. Those organic strawberries were
Yes,
recalled.
I saw
Talking
that.
about hepatitis.
I saw that.
Yeah, that's pretty disgusting. And so here's the brand: Simply Nature, Vital Choice, Kirkland Signature. Kirkland Signature is
Costco.
Costco, yep, and then Trader Joe's. So these are organic. You can go
Trader
look
Joe's.
up.
That hurt my feelings.
Yeah, I have some in the freezer. It's not that brand, but now I'm looking at all
Now you're
frozen
looking at
strawberry
everything.
suspects.
Right, right. Now you're looking at everything.
Hey, Vicky. Thanks for
know.
tuning in, girl. So, just keep your eye out for, that kind of goofy stuff that's going on.
And when did it occur? On
That
March
was
20th?
Yeah,
The spring New Year day?
the spring New Year day.
The real New Year's?
Aries season. Shout out
real
to all
New
the
Year's.
Aries.
My fire baby, she's going to Cancun tomorrow morning. Her birthday is Sunday.
Happy birthday.
My fire child. And they be fire for real. There is not an Aries I know that ain't fire. Not one. So.
Well, shout out to the Aries. They're pretty determined.
Yeah.
I know that.
And they be like, they like to fight.
So I have 2 aunties that are, one is April Fool's baby, and one is April 14th, I believe.
Unless they control that fire, they will fight your ass.
Yeah, well, moving on. So let me talk about this. Food inspections are public record. right? And what does that mean to us? That you can actually access the grading system for a restaurant of your choice. It's public record. What that says to me is that makes it my business.
Right. If it's public record, absolutely. It is. It's
I'm
all
creeping.
of our business.
Yeah, it really should be. But a lot of people don't like to complain. So I don't even like to use the word complain anymore. We're going to use the word inform. Because everybody's on this wordplay thing.
Yes, they are.
You can't say this, don't say that. It just so let's just say inform, because complain might be, that might be harsh for people.
Right.
But inform somebody.
Right.
Because these are public safety issues, which affects us all. Because if there's outbreaks or different things because restaurants or establishments are not following certain guidelines, somebody has to tune in. So let me just say, environmental health inspectors make unannounced visits to establishments, and they do it to the highest degree of food prep, which is the restaurants. Any restaurant serving at-risk populations are a priority, so any food establishments. Let's see, ownership changes, and they inspect new food and drink establishments.
You said and substantial menu changes?
And substantial menu changes, which would, that would let you know why restaurants don't change their menus often. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they might introduce something small, but that helps with consistency.
Right.
And then it also helps with, it avoids them coming in full circle because they want to see what you're changing. What are the ingredients? Did you follow protocol?
Did you follow protocol?
So any major remodeling, they're coming in there. Any substantial, like she said, menu changes. Each violation is assigned a value with items affecting the food safety most heavily graded. So let me say that again. Each violation is assigned a value, and each item is affecting the food safety most heavily, right? So basically, poor hygiene and health contaminated equipment, food from unsafe sources, improper holding temperatures. Those are the ones that are weighted heavily, is what that sentence meant. They put the 5s on those. Those are the ones that'll get you shut down.
Okay. Even because I see you have here cooking practices and then adequate cooking knowledge, active managerial control in the establishment.
That's the bottom line.
Those are
active managerial, that you are in controlling the establishment from the point of
when
everything.
The customer walks in and to the kitchen, to the bar, to seating, to ensuring that you have the proper number of guests and everything.
That's right.
Food control, everything.
And so what happens is when these inspectors go in, people get to hollering, I don't know, I didn't know. That's not good.
Right, because what's that saying that, like, when people say, I didn't know the law, I didn't know that was illegal, and ignorance of the law is no excuse?
It's not.
Ignorance of
It's your responsibility to know. That's why I'm putting y'all on game right now. So an A means a minimal to safe rule violations is 0 to 10 demerits. So that's how they're graded, is by demerits. We did a show on this, so you guys go back and watch some of the shows. They're very educational. Hot 702.5 FM, and you can listen to some of the shows on Facebook. You can go back and watch them because we've been touching on stuff that is consistent with what's going on.
Right.
So a B, so there's 3 different grades. There's A, B, and C. The minimal to no safety rule violations is an A. Minor food safeties is a B, and that's 11 to 20 demerits. A C is numerous violations that need to be corrected, and it puts you at risk for closure. There's 21 to 40 demerits that you get for a C grade. B grades and C grades will be re-inspected in 15 days of the violation, and you're going to pay.
And you're going to pay, okay.
There's fees associated. And I'm telling you all that because I'm about to tell you a few places that have some issues. Okay. Because I want to know what's going on in the community where I'm spending my dollars.
Right. And consuming food.
And consuming the most important thing that our bodies can take in next to the water.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Okay. So, and if you Then you'll be re-inspected in 15 days of the violation. You better pay them fees. And if you fail to pass re-inspection with a downgrade, you will be closed.
Okay. So that's what
Downgraded
we used to
or
talk
closed.
about all the time, all these people that got shut down.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it today. Because on 3/23/23,
Oh, nice.
today, I love the way the
that's
numbers
today.
fall on Thursday. I'm telling
wow.
you, I was born on a Thursday. So the idea that this show is on a Thursday is a beautiful thing.
Oh, wow.
And dates fall very nicely
Yeah, they do.
on Thursdays when we before you.
Yeah,
so I
we've
know
been
we
hitting
blessed.
some
You heard.
stuff. Yes, yes,
So,
yes.
so Ohana, Hawaiian, which is a very popular spot.
Yeah, it is very popular.
7435 Southeastern. Mm-hmm. Got 17 demerits today. They got a B grade.
Wow. I ain't surprised, though, because I've gone there.
You've gone there?
Yeah, I've gone there. And, yeah, I'm not surprised because it's probably out of the kitchen. I wouldn't be surprised. It's out of the kitchen and, aren't they, yeah, it's out of the kitchen.
Well, I don't have the specifics, but I will say it was associated with cross connection, which is sewage issues, hand washing, and pest control issues.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pests. That spooks me. The pest control thing spooks me.
Yeah.
The flies
and we are just
the
getting,
gnats
yeah, we're
and
just
the
getting warm.
roach
We're not even
season.
warm yet. We're not even
Yeah,
hitting 100 degrees. So you
all
guys
that
got to
scares
get
me
that
to death.
pest stuff under control. Greek Cafe, 7871 West Charleston, 17 demerits. They got a B grade. They've had a few issues over the years. In 2020, they got 30 demerits. That's a lot of demerits. That was 2020. And their issue is potentially hazardous food, which has to do with time and temperature control and pest control. Yeah, so the last one was Shaking Crab. We got a bunch of crab places opening up, and some are very good. Some are really good.
Really?
I like
Okay.
Pier 21 turned out to be pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess they're a little chain. There's a few of them here and there. You know, we do Hot and Juicy, crawfish. They've been a staple.
Okay. I've been there once. I think I went with you and the girls.
Yeah, I think so.
And
And then there's boiling crab. So those are like staples that you know the consistency is there. And so
Yeah.
is the weight.
Yeah, because boiling crab is in California, and I went to that several times. And they stay busy. Stay with a line, stay with a weight.
Right.
So,
So Shaking Crab, 3455 Arville Road, got 20 demerits today. They're downgraded to a C grade. So get it together. Okay.
I have a question.
Shaking Crab, get it together.
I don't know if you know this, but you might. Are they obligated to show their grade,
Yes,
whether it's A, B, or C?
absolutely.
They have to have
Absolutely.
it somewhere
In public view.
in public view where it's easy to see?
That's right. So if you don't see a grade when you walk in a restaurant, ask a question.
Okay, because I
And if you don't ask the question, look around. It needs to be in plain view. And what happens is, what I've heard is, and what I actually covered one restaurant that did not put their removed it.
Okay, because
So somebody called the inspectors. They came back out and they was like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it needs to be in plain sight. Food trucks as well. All your food establishments should have a report card in plain sight. And a badge of honor is an A.
Right. Because I be going into some of these little Chinese restaurants and I be like, where y'all little sign at? I want to know what kind of grade y'all got before I order me some stir fried rice. And I don't be seeing their grades. And I be like, should I be here?
Probably not. Because we're going to talk about this manufactured chicken in a minute.
Oh, yeah, they've been
Ask
doing
the
the fake
question
chicken.
about, you should always see those grades, those report cards.
That's
This is all public. This is about serving the public.
Yeah.
So you really got to love what you do when you're in the restaurant industry, from the
Right.
chefs to the front of the house to the back of the house.
Right.
You have to have people who care about a product.
Right.
And they live behind the product. They stand behind it. They represent. That's your servers, all them. So Let me just shout out a couple of zero demerits today. Terribles on West Tropicana. So shout out for the gas station.
I was about to say Terribles is a gas station.
Shout out to Terribles.
All right, Terribles.
Absolutely.
We ain't mad at you.
On West Tropicana.
I heard
they got
y'all
their
was
shit
a
together.
good gambling little site, too.
La Bonita Seafood on North Green Valley Parkway.
Okay. Okay.
So my
That's
sister
good
said
to
she
know.
can't find the link. Why not? Yes. So they zero demerits. There were a couple of elementary schools and junior high schools that passed. I didn't write them down, but shout outs to the schools that are making sure that they are living the standard for our children. And then Street Burger,
Okay.
37 South Water in Henderson.
Okay.
So shout out to Street Burger for zero demerits. And I'm saying
So
this
we doing
because
good on my
it's not
side
all
of
bad.
town.
Yeah, but your side of town is questionable. All this Eastern is a little questionable too, y'all. Y'all get it together over there on Eastern. Because here's who got closed. 41 demerits is a failure. It's a no-go.
Well, yeah.
We're shutting your doors at 41 demerits. This is the restaurant industry for everybody that's listening in.
Oh, yeah, South Maryland
So-
Parkway. Why you do that? Jack in the Box. Y'all shouldn't be eating there anyway.
That means when the health department shuts a restaurant down, it is imminent health hazard. That means immediate, shut this shit down. You are not going to operate and kill the community with this bullshit y'all got going on.
How Jack in the Box, a chain across all over the United States, and probably overseas as well. How y'all? But I know there are a lot of them are individually owned, and some of the owners from these individual franchises just don't care.
That's
I know
exactly
that
right.
for a fact.
That's exactly right. So get it together, Jack in the Box. You don't necessarily have to even open back up if you can't handle what's going on. Let me see. Cafe Americano Dish Room on 3570 South Las Vegas Boulevard. They were shut down. Gross and unsanitary, including a pest infestation.
I don't even like that name. I wouldn't even go there.
Cafe Americano.
I don't like
Y'all
that
trying to
name.
be cute.
Yeah, I don't
And
like
it ain't cute. Let's see. The last one was Captain Vegan.
Captain Vegan. I've never eaten there before, but come on, vegans. Y'all. All y'all got is vegetables
Just saute them things.
and fake meat.
Nothing wrong with it, because we're going to talk about this whole... I'm telling you, we're going to get there real quick. 949 Empire Mesa Way in Henderson. 15 demerits. Apparently, there was, upon re-inspection, because a restaurant will be closed down on re-inspection, after they received so many demerits, the B grade to correct some things. They had no potable water or hot water, and their sewage was not being disposed properly. You just can't get away. You know what I'm saying? You just can't get away with
This list, girl.
all that madness.
I'm looking at some places on this list.
Yeah.
And
So the rest of the places on the list are ones that received 30, since 2023, have received 30 or more demerits.
Echo and Rig is on the list.
I was a little disappointed.
I am very
But
surprised
I'm going to
by
say
that.
this. We dined at Echo and Ridge, and they are still a highly recommended restaurant.
Yeah, we went to the one in Summerlin.
This is the one. Echo and Rig, 440 South Rampart.
That's the one we went to, right?
That's the one we went to.
Oh, my gosh.
Sometimes restaurants can get caught slipping. No one is perfect all the time, right?
I agree. But,
So
oof.
I want to know what happened.
I'm sure
I wanna
they're going
show
to
up.
clean up their act fairly quick.
But they got 29. Now, let's be clear. They could have got a bunch of threes. That added up to 29.
Right.
But what I do know, according to the report, is that it had to do with hand washing and food wholesomeness. So maybe they just didn't label some food properly and it was expired
Okay.
because it mentioned spoiled.
Okay.
Right?
I saw
So
that.
wholesome. But it added up enough to get them 29 demerits.
Yeah,
So it's pretty high.
That's pretty high.
Echo and Rig is a very, it could be considered fine dining.
Yeah, it could be. I like them too.
They have a butcher, so you can actually go and get you some oxtails from there. You can get some different size steaks. I think they carry Wagyu. And so, I mean, I would still go there. You just,
Yeah, I think they're going to clean up their act pretty quick. If they know that they on that list in this public record.
Clean up the act.
Given the type of customer base they want to attract, they'll probably clean up their act pretty quick.
I'm going to need them to get it together because I'm going to tell you, each time we've gone, there's been a black manager.
Yeah, exactly.
And I love the way that they appeal, the way that they dance around that hall and ask you how your food is. They want to make sure the food's good. They come to your table. They're very attentive. So on the flip side, they have a lot to offer.
We had we did a video on them too.
We did. You can catch that on YouTube.
We have a car side review.
We did, because the manager was popping.
Yeah,
he was. A young black man, suited and booted. So you could get dressed up and go there because Summerlin is already that elegant environment that is known for great food.
They need to go and close in Popeyes. I'm tired of Popeyes.
Yeah, and I'm tired of this story. I'm ready to move on. It's, we done did half this on this crazy stuff. So La Pupa's restaurant is 111 South Valley View. And then there was Taco Time and Popeyes on 6500 Boulder Highway and 2856 South Nellis. They got a C grade today. Well, this was 2023, so everything from January till now. So what I will put a caption on is that these places could have made some changes.
Right.
Got inspected and, passed. So just, I'm bringing you the news.
Yep. Teriyaki Madness is on the list.
Teriyaki Madness.
Seafood City, I'm sure you guys have heard of that. And Teriyaki Madness, because I just started eating there recently.
I enjoy their food.
I do
for
too.
Something quick to go with some veggies.
Yeah, because you get the veggies, the grilled chicken, and some rice. Well, you can't beat that. If you're going to eat something quick and easy, that's a good meal to have. But I went there once. The last time I got something from there, I switched it up, and I said, I want the sesame chicken, and I think it's deep fried. It was horrible. I haven't been back since.
Oh, yeah, you ain't got but one time to not make me feel that it was great.
Yeah, I haven't been back since.
Just about.
But yeah, I'm ready to talk about this other issue because this is huge, and I'm thinking it's been going on in the community for
and that's
a very
why
long
I'm back
time.
to talk. We back to talk because I stepped out the room just to do a little comedy and relationships and dating and shit, and y'all over here with fake chicken. We've told you about this fake chicken. I told you even in my little stand up 2 weeks ago. Go back and watch our last Get It Together, and I talk about all the countries that serve meat and serve chicken. Everybody serves chicken on their menu around the world.
Right.
It's not enough of them.
Right.
And we are carnivores.
Yes. We don't have to be. we choose to be. Those of us that all.
That's right.
But this, and now the FDA is making it okay.
Yeah.
To have fake chicken. And they don't even push the labeling appropriately either. They on some BS with that too. It's like if you grease they paws, they just gonna bend.
This is information too. So it is greasing palms because they have to create procedures. Mm-hmm. They have to create processes. Mm-hmm. Y'all know I do compliance, so I understand a little bit. I ain't crazy. They have to build a system around cultivated meat is what it's called. And y'all a little late to the table because we talked about this earlier. They approved this in November.
Yeah, we talked
Social
about this
media
last
only
year.
came out with it yesterday. And not yesterday per se, but I'm saying like recently we just saw the article like maybe earlier this week or last week. They approved it in November. So they're already ahead of you and it could already be on your table. It could already be. They did that with salmon.
Yep, sure did.
And they told us we don't have to label it. We'll label it what we want to call it. So here we are now with lab-grown meat.
They don't care about us.
They got a clearance November 2022 from FDA, which was their biggest hurdle. Now it's all a go, right? It's probably already being served in restaurants, and then you're already probably an experiment.
Yes.
You ask for some lemon with some wine sauce over chicken and red potatoes, and it's not chicken.
It's going to taste like chicken, but it ain't going to be chicken. It could be like that.
It's probably even going to be better than chicken because the idea is that they're going to make them nutrient fortified. So let's break this down real quick. So we got a company in California. It's called Upside Foods.
Okay.
That basically said, the FDA said there's no more further questions. It's like they were in court and FDA said, we don't have nothing else to say. You have proven your point. And so now it's one step closer to being in your kitchen. It will be months. So they say that they would start with the restaurant industry.
Oh, so we going to be eating it before you. We probably been eating. I'm sure we have.
Listen, we have been eating some form of what they call chicken for years. Let me tell you something. My grandfather used to go out and bring home a pheasant, baby. He would go and bring home a pheasant, and my grandmother would say, it's chicken. Just eat it, child. I'm like, is that coon? As in raccoon? Just eat it, baby. It's chicken.
Oh, my gosh. I got to love my folks. I love my
so
folks.
we've been eating some form of chicken all our lives.
Tastes like
I remember
chicken.
living in Fruitvale and MacArthur. Shout out to Oakland, as we do, because this lab is in Emeryville.
Oh, really?
Let me get to it, honey.
Oh, my God.
But I remember Fruitvale and La Cresta is where we lived, and I remember coming home from school, and they had these things strapped and cleaned and hung from this apartment complex at the very top on a clothesline. We didn't know what they were. But you could smell it a mile away. Ooh. You could smell their process that they were doing in that apartment a mile away. Ooh. And they would string them and hang them out.
What was they? Dogs?
Girl, we don't know. It was the local animals, all of that. Ooh. The raccoons, we have raccoons and stuff that would come and tear up the trash.
Yep.
They would catch them and skin them. I have no doubt about it. So anyway, this Upside Foods is located in Emeryville, California. That's our home. And they are getting funding from, first of all, the owner is a cardiologist. His name is Dr. Una Valete. He is a vegan. And the founder of this Upside Foods. He said he got the idea to create cell-cultured meat after using growing stem cells to repair patients' hearts. He's a cardiologist.
Oh my gosh.
And so it took off because I guess there's a bunch of companies that are trying to get in this race to get this fake food going. And he was one of the first to get the funding from guess who? Take a guess.
The FDA?
Who?
No, funding.
Bill Gates, baby. So they got funding from Bill Gates and the venture capitalist John Doerr. He's, he got deep pockets. They've got some funding from Tyson and Cargill.
Oh, wow.
They are hefty investors. So let's talk about this lab-grown meat. They're saying it's sustainable. They're saying that it brews like what am I thinking? Like beer. So what happens is they have a cell bank. And they have pipes that pump nutrients into the tanks. And voila, you got raw meat.
Oh, wow. And we wondering why Bill Gates is buying up all the farmland and investing in fake meat. He wants to move us into an artificial society, artificially sustained. Even though there's enough on this planet to go around, it's just the greedy people won't allow it to be enough to go around because our pockets aren't deep enough for them. So they're like, oh, well, let's present them with other options.
Well, here's the option. They are now going to mix proteins and carbs, fats. But here's what my research showed. That they also need this thing called fetal bovine serum from cows. Now let's talk about what that is. It's a byproduct of the meat packing industry. It's fetal blood that is collected at the time of harvest from abattoirs, where cows pass both veterinary pre- and post-mortem inspections. Fetal bovine blood is collected from deceased pregnant cows in government-approved facilities.
Ooh.
Blood is drawn via cardiac puncture from the deceased fetus in a closed aseptic system using best practices to regulate hemoglobin and endotoxins.
Oh, you
So they're
went
trying
deep.
to separate the toxins from this dead cow's fetus,
Oh, wow.
and then they refrigerate it to encourage clotting, and then the blood is processed into raw serum. And we know what serum is. It's a
Right.
serum, and so
Right.
it's
It's like-
injectable.
It's like a liquid.
So in order for this meat to grow, let's go back to this artificial meat, apparently that's an active ingredient. So
oh, my gosh. I am stunned.
they just had this big old spill up in Ohio where livestock's being affected by this train wreck that left this
I agree,
proof
Taylor.
of,
Absolutely agree.
I'm trying, and I'm not trying to gross you out. I'm
But-
trying to give you the reality.
So we're aware.
You have to know. You have to
'Cause,
know.
You know, we love eating out, and they're going to be replacing our
Because
food before
here's
we
what
know
that
it.
cardiologist said about what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
He said, and he's a vegan. Let's be clear. He's probably not going to be eating what he's creating.
Right.
But he said, in a society that keeps asking for sustainability, that's concerned about global warming, that's concerned about industries that are emitting, how do you say it? The emissions
Oh,
of gas in the air. We're still demanding more food and more meat and more meat and more meat as a society. The statistics say that we eat about 220 pounds of meat a year per person. 220 pounds of meat per person per year. So we're not slowing down.
My mom asked, so is it safe to get a whole chicken? Mama, probably fresh off a farm, somebody that you know actually has chicken and grows them or not, or farms chicken and, you know, eventually gets rid of them to sell.
I don't really know what the answer is at this point.
'Cause,
Except
wow.
I need us to be aware that the things that we're eating right now are not real.
Yeah.
Or they are something else, and they're being allowed to serve it on your plate.
So
That's why it tastes different. It fries different. It's a lot going on.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm wondering, is it just going to be like, are they just going to replace it with like the boneless chicken breast?
Now that's
boneless
important that you say
cutlets?
that, because the guy who did the interview. So this place is located in Emeryville, in the heart of where we grew up.
Right. Yes.
That is now gentrified,
very much so.
and they described it as a building with no. It's all windows because they want transparency. You can walk by and see what they're doing. I guess you can walk by and see the pods.
I'm not surprised then, because I know where that's at. Then
You know where it's
Exactly.
at.
I
It's
know
the shopping. It's because they talked about the area.
Probably right over the hill from where the little strip mall is.
That's right.
I know exactly where they built
Right.
that place.
Now the company's worth $1 billion.
Of course they are. Look at their backers.
So anybody in Oakland, hold on, because between all of these other places that are taking up San Francisco, here is another monster, per se, in terms of, changing the environment and making it unaffordable for the locals. So long story short, in terms of that, 88% of Gen Z is saying they're willing to try it versus 72% of the baby boomers. They have no buy-in or very little buy-in from the vegans and the vegetarians because they're saying, we don't want no meat. I don't care
Right.
how you produce it.
Right. Exactly.
So they don't have that community's buy-in, but it doesn't matter. They're going to run us over with this new meat. It's billions of dollars that's been invested into this plant. And so the guy says he asked for a sample. He got a sample. He got some white wine over something, and he said it tasted really good, minus the bones, minus the gristle. So it's a smooth meat. Is what they're going to sell us for. He said it was very tasty. I mean, shit, you can give me, if I
So where the
season
bones
anything.
come from?
No, there was no bones.
Okay.
Oh, I guess this particular piece wasn't a bone. So I don't know if they're just producing parts. They're not doing whole body. So I'm like, Mom, just give me the whole chicken. Just throw away the whole chicken. Throw the whole away, the whole chicken.
Wow.
So anyway, they're convinced. Let me tell you how they're winning this. They're convinced that people buy their food based on economical, being affordable,
I agree with that. A lot of people do. That's why junk food is so
and
accessible.
trust. So if they trust the manufacturer, if they trust the producers, if they trust the information, if they can gain the people's trust and it's affordable, this is what we got.
Woo wee, y'all. What we gonna do? Let's get our own farms. That's why I'm impressed with people that hunt and that have farms and that, cultivate their own food and veggies and stuff like that, because we're headed on a very fast train.
By the way,
into some bullshit.
Like this, they're doing a hybrid burger. So look for companies like Good Meats and Sci-Fi Foods.
Sci-fi food.
They bold. They are bold.
Sci-fi
But it is.
food.
It's Sci-Fi Foods.
That's funny.
They're trying to do this burger mix of beef and plant-based.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's a lot of experimental going on a different level than it's been before in terms of trying to keep up with our demand. So people need to I think we need to have a show on how to, really cook your veggies and make them, because I can do a whole stir fry with no meat.
No meat at all whatsoever. I don't even need meat. I've been decided.
Yeah, we've been on sides for a minute too.
Yeah.
You can give me some cabbage and cornbread and I'm good.
Woo wee.
Beans and rice and cornbread, I'm good.
Woo wee.
Give me some smoked turkey neck in that thing.
Right.
So
I hope they don't take our turkey away too soon.
Not to be a Debbie Downer, but we haven't been trusting chicken for a while.
Right.
A lot of people have left the beef go because of all of the mass hysteria, and apparently they're taking some of this, as I was saying, what are they doing with the livestock that's getting sick out there in Ohio,
Right.
where there's that big spill and so it makes me wonder about this process.
Oh, wow.
Because
2 + 2, and they be thinking we don't put 2 + 2 together. We can put it
they're
together.
counting on it.
They're counting on people to just be oblivious and to continue to
Right.
act like
To be continued.
zombies and go to the grocery store and do their regular
And be on social
routines.
media all day. But what we're trying to tell you is this is about your longevity. We got to
Right.
make it through some of this madness. So you
Right.
need to be aware of know where to ask questions. If you got a local butcher, I've always said keep a relationship with a local butcher. If, they're
They
trying to
almost-
make them extinct.
Yeah, I was about to say they're almost hard to come by these days to even find, butcher shops like that.
Right.
So,
Right.
all right,
So-
Mama, when I get there, we're going to go find us some real butchers somewhere. They in there. I remember them being somewhere, one in Sac, and I know it's a couple down in the Bay.
So-
but I don't even know about that now.
Real quick, I got my numbers back. You guys have been following me a little bit on my journey for healthy eating and getting my A1C numbers down. And they are consistent.
Food. What?
I'm just like, what is going on? Well, my eating habits have been up and down. The gym has been up and down. I haven't been consistent on stuff. And then here lately, I've been eating a lot of fried foods. So I probably made the wrong choice in getting the blood drawn. I kept trying to put it off because I knew I wasn't eating right.
Okay.
But I'm back on it because it hasn't gone up.
That's what I was about to say.
So I have
At least you're
maintained.
Maintaining and
Yeah.
sustaining where you are versus elevation, because
Yeah.
that's where you want it. That's where you don't want to hear that.
I don't, and I'm not going to hear it. So everybody who is, dealing with your health as it pertains to eating, it's not just this stuff that you have to avoid. It's also making sure that you avoid the things that are detrimental to, your function, your overall function.
Right.
And I haven't been getting a lot of sleep. And y'all know I'm high on the sleep. I'm very high on sleep and rest and restoration. Y'all know that.
Right.
So I've been getting a lot of rest, a lot of ups and downs going on. But through it all, it's important that we that I share this with you guys because everybody's going through something. And if you're not now, you will if you don't pay attention to what you do now. So if you get good numbers and your health is A1, keep it A1. Just maintain.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So stay active, stay at the gym. You don't even have to be at the gym per se. Just stay active.
Right.
30 good minutes walking. Park your car at the end of the parking lot and walk to the store.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Give yourself reason. Go up and down your stairs in your house. You know, do some breathing exercises and things of that nature. But take care of yourself. Drink your water. It's getting warm. We heading on into spring. So, you know, do your due diligence.
This weather is killing me.
Well, I tell you what's not killing me. We got Foodie Land coming up.
This weekend.
It is this weekend. So we have Foodie Land. That's going to be what dates is that? We're going to go on Sunday.
Which is the 26th.
So that's the 26th, yeah. So the 24th, 25th, 26th. And then the 30th through 31st through the 4th.
Next weekend?
Next weekend. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I'm really excited about that.
I wish I could share.
We have a few minutes if somebody wants to call in and talk about foodie. 702-551-5261. You are more than welcome. I'm so glad you guys tuned in and that, you know, we were able to give you some healthy dialogue because as a chef, so for anybody who's new to the show and listening and watching, this is kind of why I'm all over the place because I do a lot of stuff and I take a lot of interest and passion in these various ventures that I've done. So I went to school. I understand what should be happening in restaurants and from the beginning to the end. And so it's hard for me to turn my head when I see stuff.
Right.
And so that's how we started. That's how.
And I appreciate the depth of knowledge that you have and the interest that you have in researching this type of stuff because it's important.
It is important.
Because it is just as important as it is to our bodies. We need to be able to feel mentally sound and safe when we step out to eat. And
people tell me, they send me stuff and they tell me, they're like, dang, I look at food differently now. Dang, I see things differently now. My eyes are open because of, our diligence and our conversations.
Right.
Because this is your life. It's your money when you go dine. It's your body when you go eat.
Right.
And those are two of the most basic things we have control of.
Absolutely.
What you put in your body.
Yeah.
And how you spend your money.
How you spend your money.
Okay. Seth said it's eye-opening information. It is.
Yes, it is.
And that's the purpose of the show.
I'm a little shocked at some of the stuff I learned during this show. So, yes.
I'm going to need you to swoop through Emeryville, though. When you get to the Bay Area, I need to see what this billion-dollar industry
I already know
they called it,
the area.
I know the area, too. And they basically said that it's like a brewery.
It's
like a brewery.
Know. I already know. And it's probably huge. And I know
it's massive.
It's probably the building. It's been there for a long time. They just didn't come up overnight. I can't imagine them just coming up overnight.
Well, this guy quit his job as a cardiologist. Now, you know a cardiologist is well over $200K a year. He's come on.
Right.
He's doing stem cells, so he's probably even higher than that. He's actually repairing hearts.
Right.
So
now he's making fake chicken. What that tell you?
He quit his job and moved to Emeryville
to make fake chicken.
Here we are. We have arrived.
Because he knows that's a bag. That's a bigger bag than he was getting before.
Clearly.
And I don't think he's doing it for the benefit of society. I think he's doing it for the bag.
He's a vegan. So we're going to end on that note. The old Shell oil building, Mom. Could be.
Yep. I was thinking the same thing, Mom.
So anyway, it is good to be here on a Thursday with It's Get It Together with Jnine
and Jezzi.
And we are here every Thursday at Hot 702.5 FM every Thursday, 6 p.m. You will find us here.
Every Thursday.
We're all over the place in terms of some of the things we cover, but we are consistent to be here to bring you laughter and good news.
Every Thursday.
Some of it ain't all that good.
It's 6 p.m. It ain't gonna change.
6 p.m. Anyway, God bless. Shout out to all the Aries season. We are now in spring.
Shout out to the top of the new year for me. This is spring when to me equates to new beginnings. So
here we are.
Sending peace, love, and light, prosperity, and protection to you all.
Good evening.